Today on the channel, we're back to the WWE Monday Night Wars, the latest greatest hits wave, and the Build-A-Figure Charles Robinson. But in the back half, we're going to rank the entire set from my least favorites to my favorites.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another set rankings video, as today we're diving into Walmart Greatest Hits Series 3 from the Monday Night Wars line with Build-A-Figure Charles Robinson. And of course, we're going to kick this off with the Charles Robinson Build-A-Figure, and in the back half, we're going to rate the entire line from my least favorite to my favorite, so stay around for that. But of course, for all your Walmart exclusive needs, better hit up Walmart. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Now this wave hitting a lot of Walmarts right now. I was very fortunate. My wife just happened to go on a Saturday morning and the whole wave was sitting there. So it was great to get that done and to move on. Your mileage may vary, as we always do say here on the channel, and you never know, Mattel Creations may put these on their website. Fingers crossed for that. But it's just starting to hit shelves right now. So there should be some time to find these still. You just never know how it's going to go. As we always say, your Walmart is your Walmart. So you know your Walmart better than anybody else, hopefully there. But we're going to dive into it. We're going to start with the Build-A-Figure. We're going to start off with old Little Nate. Charles Robinson, one of the most iconic referees of the last couple of decades. There's no doubt about it. I always think of Charles Robinson, obviously Earl Hebner, Nick Patricks of the world, the Mike Chiodas. There's a lot of ones that have some pretty good name value over the years, and very fun to see Little Nate get a figure here, as obviously a great guy for the Monday Night Wars. He's been in WCW for a long time, currently in the WWE, so shout out to him getting his first, and probably, let's admit it here, last time of the line figure, but I'm here for it. I guess stranger things have happened, though. John Cone got a couple of figures between the Build-A-Figure and the Vault, so maybe we'll get Charles Robinson in the Vault in the future from Ringside, where he's in the SmackDown gear, possibly. They switched the shirt up on him. I could see that happening, and you could theoretically do some of that if you wanted to already with some of the different referees we've had. You could mix and match and switch things around. So choose your own referee adventure. But we're going to choose our own Charles Robinson adventure. We're going to start off with the accessories. A bevy of hands for this one. Makes sense. It is a referee after all. So out of the package, we got the one hands. Does that little what you going to do, or puts the one up, or what you going to do, brother hand. But we get those. We get the two hands. You got to have those. Makes a lot of sense. You got to have the three hands. Of course, got to count to three to win the match. We know how that goes. And then you got the four. He is Little Nate after all. Put up the four horsemen, four fingers. Kind of makes sense with him here. And then you got the five splayed out hands. The oh my gosh hands. What are we doing hands? So you got a lot of versatility in the hand department here for Little Nate Charles Robinson. Choose your own hand adventure. But diving into the figure itself, we're going to start with the head sculpt. Immediately, I know this is Charles Robinson when I see it. The hair, they got the part down the side perfectly there, that kind of dirty blonde hair going on. Two eyes, two ears, a nose, and a mouth. But the eyes is where I have some issues with this figure. He is crazy. It's like his eyes are just 100 miles per hour. He's been just doing rails in the back room, locker room, off of a toilet seat or something. Who knows what he's been up to, but he's got some big time coked out eyes. He must have been hanging with some good people once upon a time. Who knows what he's up to, Todd McFarlane? Investigate that. I don't know. But it does look like he's got some wild eyes on here. But I still know it's Charles Robinson. Got a little bit of teeth showing. Kind of a smile. We'll say this is kind of a smile. But definitely looks just like Charles Robinson's to me. But got some crazy buggy eyes that take you out of the game a little bit. Now the body here, I think we've seen this before. We got the nice referee shirt here. Of course, the bow tie, a touch of class in your referee. He's got the bow tie there. Got the sculpted buttons down the front. Short sleeve shirt, bare arms down into the hands. Got the finger pointing hands out of the package. Then you got the black pants here, the khakis, whatever you want to call them, the long black dress pants into the black shoes. Is what it is. It is a referee. And we've got more referees than I would have ever expected to have from Mattel. So kudos to them for finding a home for things like this. I know a lot of people would like some modern referees. I'm not sure if that's possible. Maybe that could be next up. Maybe, maybe not. But Nick Patrick's probably the one I'd like to see the most. You could get some miles out of him as a traditional referee, maybe a 2-1, making part of the NWO, a key member of the NWO, as we do know. So we'll see. We'll see. But diving into the articulation on this one, arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows, hands back far side to side, head back far side to side, ab crunch, waist articulation, big old little Nate splits. Yep, we got him right there. Leg goes up fine, leg goes up fine, double jointed, pinless knees, ankles, a little bit back far side to side, a little bit limited by those pants as we know, but looking good. It gets the point across for what it's trying to do. And he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand using code Kyle to save 10%. How about that, old little Nate? A cup of coffee in the big time here, getting an action figure. Pretty darn cool to see. And why not throw Ric Flair with him? WCW Ric Flair with the shorter hair. Oh, making memories of a Nitro once upon a time. Very fun to have this one. In a perfect Build-A-Figure. I'm not sure how well he would have sold on his own, but as a Build-A-Figure, this definitely works for me. I'm here for it, so not a bad piece of business. But now it's time to get difficult. It's time for the rankings, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, it's time for set rankings. As usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. And of course, you know, your list could be 100% right. My list, 100% right. It's your list, my list after all. But we got 5 figures here. We're going to start at number 5, work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my absolute favorite from Greatest Hits Series 3. As a whole, not a bad piece of business here. We're always welcoming some New Age Outlaw figures. Doesn't feel like we get as many as maybe we need to with them. Would not be shocked to see Ultimate Editions from ringside in the future. We'll see if that ends up happening. Charles Robinson, we just covered here. Makes sense to get a WCW referee in the mix. Rick Steiner, one of the famed Steiner brothers, another solo run Steiner. If you missed out on the last one, this is a perfect substitute. Depending how you feel about it, you might be upset that we didn't get the jacket with the last one, that we got with the last one with this one. Not exactly sure if he wore that exact jacket with this, or they could have repainted it or did something. They did correct the tattoo on the arm, which is a positive, so your mileage may vary how you feel about the Rick Steiner. And then Eddie Guerrero, always welcome, just like the New Age Outlaws. We're always here for another Eddie Guerrero figure. Looking pretty good. I do like the tan on this one, comparing it to the Ultimate, which we did in the unboxing. I like the little yin and yang on the WCW versions here. Beautiful soft goods LWO shirt. Playing a lot of hits with that one as well, but there can only be one, and there can only be one number 5 too, and that's where we're going to start. And we're going to start at number 5. And pretty easy, nothing against the figure. He's got some crazy eyes, but it is our friend Charles Robinson. I just have to imagine right now, or when I was a kid, if I had to pick these up at the store and my parents said you get one a week, Charles would probably be the last one I would pick up. Unless he was the only figure there, then I would have had to pick him up. But I'm going to go number 5 for Charles Robinson here. Just kind of is what it is at the end of the day. So number 5, Charles Robinson. Moving on to number 4. Number 4, pretty easy to decide. A very tough countdown here, though, as we get deeper into the championship rounds. But number 4, I'm going to go to Billy Gunn. I don't know, just not the greatest Billy Gunn ever. It's good. It's warranted to have with Road Dogg. It's nice to have them in the same set together. Always great to get a tag team. I've just never been a huge fan of the head sculpt on this Billy Gunn. There's just something off on it. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the soft goods shirt is nice. The extra hands, all the bells and whistles. But somebody's got to be number 4. It's going to be our friend, of course, Billy Gunn. But now we're going to move on to number 3 here, getting a little bit more difficult. Very tight between all these ones here. But you know what? I think I'm going to go Eddie Guerrero at number 3. It's an artistic choice here, or maybe a cost-cutting measure. I'm not sure, but the flat gold looks a little strange to me when we've had the shinier in the past. Not exactly sure. Gold apparently is a very challenging paint to work with action figures, as we found out over the last couple of years. But still a strong Eddie. Definitely worth a pickup. I wouldn't pass this one up. But somebody's got to be number 3, and Eddie is there. Beautiful LWO shirt. You could get reuse out of that if you wanted to. There's enough meat on the bone here to get somewhere with it. But now we're moving on to number 2, and it's pretty tough for me here. But there's one thing that puts number 1 just ahead over Rick Steiner, who's number 2, Road Dogg number 1. I like Rick Steiner. Always been a Rick Steiner fan from his time in WCW when I was a little kid. I like the dog-faced gremlin. Obviously love that they got the correct tattoo this time. Headband, chain around his neck, the choker chain, whatever you want to call it. The glasses are great. I think the head sculpt's really good. But this does lose some points because he is a little bit too skinny. I wish he was just a little bit thicker. I guess they just got to find the exact right look for him. And it does feel less than the previous version in some ways, but still a fun figure here. I'm a Rick Steiner fan, so I knew he was going to be high. Going number 2 with him. But Road Dogg, in a surprise, taking the number 1 spot here today. And a lot of that has to do with the DX jersey. I love how they did that, how they made it like a rubber band around the waist to make it tight. It really does look like him when he had it tucked in and stuff. It gives that feel instead of an overly bulky jersey we've had many a times going back to the Jakks days. Makes that feel a little bit more special. Love the green and black attack like a young Bobby Blitz, of course, from our friends over there at Overkill. The bucket fisherman hat is always great. A good head sculpt on this one. Wish there was a little bit more color in the hair, but it is what it is. And then I do like the option, if you don't want to use this jersey, you do have a painted on shirt underneath. So in a lot of ways, a 2-in-1 figure. So a little extra value with that one. So if you would have asked me, though, I don't know if I would have picked Road Dogg as being my favorite here. It probably would have been Rick Steiner or Eddie is what I would have thought. But man, Road Dogg coming in extra hot. Just recently released from the WWE and going to the top of the list right here. How about that? Very impressive here. And like I said, I can see us getting New Age Outlaws from ringside as an ultimate 2-pack this year, next year, somewhere in there. It just seems like an easy layup to do, and I think it's one that'll sell very well. Get the tag titles with them, all kinds of fun stuff. But there it is, Greatest Hits, Series 3 set rankings. Any thoughts from you guys? Could you put your list in the comments down below? Well, I know one thing you can do, hit the old like button. You can do that, that's pretty easy. You can also subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Very easy, just to click on the button. Check out Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So for Greatest Hits, Series 3 set rankings, and Charles Robinson Build-A-Figure, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?